Eyes in the background. Waters, this is for the win. Oh, he put it in! Waters wins it at the horn, 91-90.
What makes Lindy Waters III one of the most inspiring underdog stories in the NBA? In this video, we'll uncover the remarkable journey of Lindy Waters III from his small-town roots in Oklahoma to becoming an unexpected star for the Golden State Warriors. You'll learn about his Native American heritage, his battle through setbacks, and the defining moment that caught the attention of the league. Stay tuned as we reveal how his unique resilience and cultural pride have set him apart. In the world of professional basketball, don't forget to like and subscribe to support more amazing stories like this. Lindy Waters III was born on July 28, 1997, in Norman, Oklahoma. This was a place known more for its college football program than for producing professional basketball players. Growing up in a modest household, Lindy learned from a young age the value of hard work and determination. His parents instilled in him the importance of perseverance, and these lessons would prove crucial in his journey. Lindy's love for basketball started early. He spent countless hours shooting hoops in his driveway, often pretending he was playing in an NBA game. The sun would set, but Lindy would still be out there, practicing his jump shot under the dim glow of the streetlight. In those moments, he wasn't just a kid in Oklahoma, he was a future NBA player, even if no one else could see it yet. The path to becoming a professional athlete is rarely straightforward, and for Lindy, it was filled with obstacles. Unlike many of his peers, who came from established basketball programs with extensive scouting and support systems, Lindy had to make his own opportunities. His high school, Norman North, was not known for producing top-tier basketball talent, but that didn't stop Lindy from standing out. At Norman North High School, Lindy began to shine. He was a standout player, leading his team to numerous victories and earning recognition as one of the top high school players in the state. Despite his success on the court, Lindy faced challenges that many players never experience. Coming from a smaller program, he didn't have the same exposure as players from bigger cities or prestigious prep schools. Scouts weren't lining up to watch him play, and college offers weren't flooding in. He had to work twice as hard just to get noticed. Lindy's work ethic was unparalleled. He would wake up before dawn to practice, often arriving at school early to get in extra shots before class. After school, he would hit the gym again, honing his skills and pushing himself to the limit. His dedication paid off, as he became known for his sharpshooting, ball handling, and defensive prowess. But more importantly, Lindy developed the mental toughness that would carry him through the most challenging moments of his career. What are your thoughts on Lindy Waters III's story so far? Let us know in the comments below. One of the most compelling aspects of Lindy Waters III's story is his deep connection to his heritage. Lindy is a proud member of both the Kiowa and Cherokee nations, and his cultural background has been a significant part of his journey. Growing up, Lindy was surrounded by the rich traditions and values of his Native American heritage. His family ensured that he was connected to his roots, participating in cultural events and learning the history of his people. For Lindy, being Native American wasn't just a part of who he was, it was a source of strength and inspiration. He was well aware of the challenges faced by Native Americans, both historically and in the present day, and he wanted to use his platform to bring awareness and pride to his community. Throughout his career, Lindy has carried the weight of representation, knowing that his success could inspire countless others who share his heritage. In high school, Lindy often faced stereotypes and assumptions about his abilities. There were those who doubted that a Native American player could make it to the highest levels of basketball, and Lindy was determined to prove them wrong. He embraced the challenges that came with being an underrepresented athlete in a predominantly non-native sport. Rather than letting the doubts discourage him, he used them as motivation to push himself even harder. Lindy's heritage is also visibly represented in his tattoos, which tell the stories of his ancestors and pay tribute to his culture. He has often spoken about the pride he feels in representing Native American people on the court, and he sees his career as an opportunity to change perceptions and inspire the next generation. His connection to his roots is something that sets him apart from other players, and it's a source of motivation that drives him to succeed. After graduating from high school, Lindy faced the next major challenge in his journey: college basketball. He accepted a scholarship to play for Oklahoma State University, a Division I program in the Big 12 Conference. This was a significant step up from high school competition, and Lindy knew that he would have to prove himself all over again. When he first arrived at Oklahoma State, Lindy found himself at the bottom of the depth chart. He wasn't the most highly recruited player on the roster, and he had to earn his spot through hard work and determination. College basketball was faster, more physical, and more competitive than anything he had experienced before. But Lindy was undeterred. He spent countless hours in the gym, working on his shooting, his ball handling, and his conditioning. During his freshman year, Lindy saw limited playing time. He was often on the bench, watching as his teammates took the court. It was a humbling experience, but one that taught him valuable lessons about patience and perseverance. Rather than getting discouraged, Lindy used his time on the bench to learn. He studied the game, watching how the older players moved, how they communicated, and how they handled pressure. He was determined to make the most of every opportunity he was given. By his sophomore year, Lindy began to carve out a role for himself on the team. His three-point shooting became a valuable asset, and he earned a reputation as a reliable scorer. He also took pride in his defense, often guarding the opposing team's best player. His versatility and work ethic made him a favorite of the coaching staff, and his minutes on the court began to increase. Lindy's junior year was a turning point. He became one of the team's leaders, both on and off the court. He was no longer just a role player, he was a key contributor, and his performances were catching the attention of scouts. He had several standout games, including a career-high scoring performance that showcased his ability to take over a game. Despite the ups and downs of the season, Lindy's confidence continued to grow, and he began to believe that his dream of playing in the NBA was within reach. However, the road was still filled with obstacles. Oklahoma State wasn't a powerhouse program, and the team struggled against some of the top competition in the Big 12. There were games where Lindy played well, but the team fell short, and it was frustrating to see his efforts go unrewarded. But Lindy never lost sight of his goal. He knew that if he kept working, kept improving, and kept believing in himself, his opportunity would come. After 4 years at Oklahoma State, Lindy Waters III declared for the 2020 NBA draft. It was the moment he had been working towards his entire life. But as the draft unfolded, Lindy's name was not called. He went undrafted, a devastating blow for any player with dreams of making it to the NBA. It was a moment that could have ended his journey. But for Lindy, it was just another challenge to overcome. Going undrafted meant that Lindy had to take the road less traveled. He wasn't going to get the guaranteed contract or the instant fame that came with being a draft pick. Instead, he would have to prove himself all over again, this time in the NBA G League. He joined the Oklahoma City Blue, the G League affiliate of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and began the grind of life in the developmental league. The G League was a far cry from the bright lights of the NBA. The pay was low, the travel was exhausting, and the future was uncertain. But Lindy embraced it as an opportunity. He knew that if he could perform well in the G League, he could still achieve his dream of making it to the NBA. He worked tirelessly, focusing on improving his game and showing that he could compete with the best. In the G League, Lindy began to shine. His shooting was as sharp as ever, and he showed an ability to make plays for his teammates and defend multiple positions. He became a consistent scorer for the Oklahoma City Blue, and his performances started to get noticed by NBA scouts. He wasn't just putting up numbers, he was showing that he could impact the game in a variety of ways. After 2 seasons in the G League, Lindy Waters III got the call he had been waiting for. The Golden State Warriors were looking for players who could spread the floor and play within their system, and Lindy's skill set fit the bill perfectly. In 2023, the Warriors offered him a 2-way contract, giving him a chance to prove himself at the NBA level. Joining the Warriors was a dream come true, but it was also a new challenge. The Warriors were a championship-caliber team with a roster full of stars like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Lindy knew that if he wanted to stick around, he had to prove that he could contribute immediately. He had to show that he could fit into the Warriors' system, play defense, and knock down shots when called upon. Lindy's first games with the Warriors were a test of everything he had learned over the years. He was nervous at first, but he quickly settled in, hitting his first three-pointer and making several key plays. He may not have been the star of the show, but his contributions were valuable. He played his role to perfection, doing the little things that helped his team win, setting screens, making the extra pass, and playing tough defense. The Warriors' style of play was a perfect fit for Lindy. Their emphasis on ball movement and three-point shooting allowed him to showcase his strengths. He was quickly becoming a fan favorite, not just for his performance on the court, but also for his story. Fans loved the fact that he had come from humble beginnings, fought through adversity, and earned his spot on one of the best teams in the NBA. Every player's career has a defining moment, a play, or a game that cements their place in history. For Lindy Waters III, that moment came during a crucial game late in the season. The Warriors were in a tight battle for playoff positioning, and they needed a spark. With time running down, Lindy found himself open beyond the arc. He took the shot, and as the ball swished through the net, the crowd erupted. It was a moment that Lindy had dreamed of his entire life. All the early mornings, the late nights, the sacrifices, it all led to this. In that moment, Lindy wasn't just a kid from Oklahoma. He was an NBA player, making a difference for his team when it mattered most. It was a shot that helped secure a win for the Warriors and solidified Lindy's place on the roster. After the game, reporters asked Lindy how it felt to make such a big shot. True to form, Lindy deflected the praise to his teammates and coaches, thanking them for believing in him and giving him the opportunity. It was a moment of triumph, not just for Lindy, but for everyone who had supported him along the way: his family, his community, and his people. Lindy Waters III's journey to the NBA was about more than just basketball. It was about proving that anyone, no matter where they come from or what challenges they face, can achieve greatness. Today, Lindy uses his platform to give back to the Native American community. He regularly hosts basketball camps, speaks to young athletes, and advocates for issues affecting Native Americans. Lindy understands the importance of representation, and he takes his role as a role model seriously. He knows that there are kids out there just like he once was, who dream of playing basketball but may not see anyone who looks like them at the highest levels. Lindy wants to change that. He wants to be the example that shows that it is possible, and he works tirelessly to give back to his community. In addition to his work with young athletes, Lindy has also become an advocate for broader issues affecting Native American communities. He has used his platform to speak out on issues like education, healthcare, and social justice, and he is committed to using his success to make a difference. For Lindy, basketball is a way to inspire, but it's also a way to affect change. Lindy Waters III's story is one of resilience, redemption, and rising above the odds. From his small-town roots in Oklahoma to his triumphant moments with the Golden State Warriors, Lindy has shown that no dream is too big and no challenge is insurmountable. He represents not just himself, but his people and all those who dare to dream. His journey has been filled with challenges, but at every step, Lindy has faced those challenges head-on. He has proven that hard work, dedication, and a belief in oneself can take you to places you never imagined. Lindy's story is a reminder that no matter how many times you get knocked down, it's the ability to get back up that truly defines you. If you found Lindy's journey as inspiring as we did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories from the world of basketball. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.